Question 3 is a pain in the arse if you don't know how to approach it, or you don't know what to iterate, or you basically don't know what to look for the question. Now, let's break down the question in terms of what the actual requirement is. So you have two strings. You want to find the longest match. Seems pretty straightforward. Now, finding the longest match will have multiple ways to approach them. Where is my question 3? Yes. Finding the longest match has multiple ways to approach them, but essentially for finding anything that is max of something, you must always keep track of the max value, iterate the whole thing, and then compare with the max. If it's more than max or more than or equal to max, in this case, for this question, you need more than max. How do you know it's more than max? Always look out for this line. Return the one that occurs earliest. That should tell you the condition to be more than instead of more than equal. When you know that it's more than equal, usually the result asks you to store in an array. Like, look for all the longest sequences. All the longest match. Yeah. So then that's when you know you need to do more than or equal. But in the case of more than, you're always taking the first one that occurred. That's the longest. Okay? So it's a accumulation question. Sorry, not accumulation question. It's a max kind of question. So for you to find this kind of max, the approach, iterate, find max, compare, keep going. Now, what is going to be useful for us is for us to first be able to convert whatever we want to find into a number, because ultimately max is just a number. So we must think about how we can convert the maximum length into a number first. Okay. Whoa. What is this? Now, question 3. So, converting something into a number, that's going to be getting the length of the match. Get match length. Now, how can I get the match length? I definitely have to have both the string. So I'll pass in both the string. S1, S2. Well, if I have S1 and S2, I can compare what is the same number of length, like starting from those 2 pointers. So in order to do that, it's usually quite straightforward. Start with the length number, return the length number. So every time when you know what is the result you want to return, always return it straight away after you declare. And then you just need to loop. So first thing first, to loop any string all the way until the start. We know that we are looping them at the same time. We are comparing letter by letter. So meaning I actually iterating them at the same time. So I can check if S1 is not equal to now character, and S2 is not equal to now character. So once I do this check, the traversal is really just S1 and S2 . So that's the traversal. Now, then after that, what I really need here is just to do a check. Now, within the while loop, I can check if S1 is equal to is not equal to S2, then I'm just gonna break from here because they no longer match. In all other cases, length plus, meaning that I'm always adding 1 to the length, and then I'm traversal 2 pointer at the same time, S1, S2. Because I'm really just comparing character by character. Now, with this function, I can really convert every single comparison down to an integer. Now, then, in all kind of question that try to capture the max, you start off with max length. Length cannot be negative, so you don't have to worry about writing this as an in min or in max kind of thing. Other than that, I also need to keep track of the starting pointer of the match, because eventually I still need to get back the string, need to get back the returning string for this question. Yeah, they ask you to get the string that's the match. So you need to have the start index of max length. Now with the max length and the start index of max length, I want to think about how I can return something, and that something might be some sort of result. If I take a look at the question, in test cases they have a free, it means that my result has to be allocated. Now, how do I want to allocate my result? I can think about what will be eventually here. So since I'm using a start index, okay, I can say the amount of index plus, so I'm gonna do malloc. Yep. So I will have malloc, and then I will allocate the size of char multiplied by the max length plus 1. This will give me the resulting string that I want, and then after that, really from there, I just need to do equal to the start index, and then I less than or equal to, I less than start index plus max length, I plus plus. Now with this, then I can, with this, then after I can just put result, I think I max length, and then result I is equal to S1. So choose 1 as your reference point. In this case, I will choose S1 as the reference point, and then it can just be I plus the start index. So then after that, I'll put whatever that I have from there into that, and of course, the last character is going to be a null character. Okay, so that is the logic for creating the string. Now we'll go to the main bulk of the logic, which is finding the max. So this is creating the match string. Right. Now, for us to find the max, we can go with pretty much quite a simple approach, because we don't know where is the starting point for the first string, we don't know where is the starting point for the second string. So we just do a double for loop. In I equal to 0, I less than the length of S1. Okay. Include string. Whoa. I plus plus. Okay. And then for in j equal to 0, j is less than the length of S2, and then j plus plus. So with two for loops over here, you can now just check if S1I is equal to S2I. If it is, then we're gonna try to find. So we're gonna try to find the match length over here. Get match length, and then we pass in S1I, and then S2J. Whoa. Already do something wrong here. So once I find these two, so once I find this, the match length, afterwards is really just any kind of max question where you are just comparing a number with a number. So I just need to find if match length is more than max length. Then I'm just gonna replace max length equal to match length, and then the start index equal to I. And tada, finish. That should be about it for finding the max. And now if I were to run this, matching just about there. So you can see that all these are matching, So to do a short recap, if you are able to find this kind of question, identify that this is some sort of finding max, or some sort of finding some sort of accumulation. You always know that the approach for this kind of question is always comparing numbers. Then find a way to convert it into numbers first. So writing a function to convert certain things to numbers. And then after that, the question, removing the conversion part or the function part, is really just a max kind of question or accumulation kind of question. Then the question will be a lot simpler. Yep. Okay, that should be about it for this question.